Hi, guys.
Yeah. We were just talking about how all three of us are each other's only friends. When it really comes down to it.
When it really legally comes down to it.
It's Lee, Honk, and I. That's it.
You almost called me Harper, and that was actually kind of embarrassing.
I know, I hated it.
I know. Don't do that again. But yeah, it honestly is just the trifecta.
This is it. We talk every single day.
We talk every single day. We go to sleep talking. We wake up talking.
And talking is mostly just sending each other really horrific TikToks.
Well, to some, they might be horrific. To others, they might be astounding.
I would say they're pretty horrific.
Visually entertaining. Oh,
yeah. I sent the one the other day of that. There's this baby that keeps showing up on my TikTok. And
is it the one with the head?
Yeah,
the head.
I keep getting it too.
I know. It's always on
blocked
live.
that. I blocked that because it was making me uncomfortable.
The head.
Why is it live?
That's like the thing about TikTok. It's like...
It's
on one hand, it's like, go the fuck off. Like, you have a platform, spread awareness, go the fuck off. On the other, a lot of these people, these disabled people are very young.
Children, babies.
Yeah, they're like children or babies. So I'm like, it must be the parent like exploiting them in 100%. A sense because like, you get money from TikTok and whatnot.
Yes.
And I'm like, that just doesn't seem right.
It's not like this 16-month-old blind baby with a gigantic head is consenting.
Not like, yeah, mom,
happening.
goo goo gaga, sign me up.
Yeah.
Like, no.
This kid who's literally never known 1 second of peace in its existence.
And then always being on a live stream where everyone's like, ah!
Like people always writing, put it down. And it's like,
oh my God,
can we just stop? Can we just stop doing this? Anyway, so we're really off to another hot start.
Well, we are off to a hot start. And there's something that you and I wanted to talk about today. Obviously, this episode's the theme is forgiveness. And I feel like I'm going to have to ask my girlfriend to forgive me because
Harper cheated on her today.
I did. And I'm not proud of it. And it was, it just happened so fast, but slow at the same time. But it also happened with someone that I trust. So I feel like it'll be easier for her to swallow.
Yeah.
I cheated on my girlfriend with Honk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
This morning on the way to the podcast, I said, do you want to see my anal fissure?
I said, what's an anal fissure?
I said, come here, I'll show you. So I spread open my asshole.
She bent down, and I in turn bent down
sexually,
as well.
Really, and like not. It looked sexual the way that I was spreading my asshole.
It looked sexual, but
you popped that pussy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, if you want to get medical, she did, but
well, yeah, because you could definitely see like my pussy lips while I was showing you.
But we've already seen each other's pussy lips so much. It's like whatever at this point.
So technically,
but the ass was more new. That had some more like.
I really said. I said, look, this is it.
Yeah.
What would you say it looked like?
Well, it definitely was fizzing, for sure.
Now, here's my thing. I used to be really insecure about it. And then I realized men, at the end of the day, don't give a fuck.
No, they don't give a fuck.
Do you think I'm going to be about to fuck a guy and then he's going to see my anal fissure and go, I can't do this anymore? Maybe.
No. Also, can I say, okay, I
don't think so.
Well, I'm still confused. What's the difference between a hemorrhoid and an anal fissure?
Yeah, you can Google it. They look a little different.
Pull it up.
They look a little different. And do fissures don't go away like hemorrhoids? I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to get my fissure removed.
Yes. Okay. Let's not get crazy. It was one fissure.
So that's how, anyway, if you're wondering that's how Honk cheated on Janine is she literally
on J9_Hogan.
She literally looked inside of my asshole.
I did. And
so
I think it brought us closer, but it brought Janine and I further apart. So that's something that I have to kind of like work out.
I asked Kate if she wanted to see it. She goes, not yet.
Our new roommate, Kate. Yeah. Because Kate also said, I don't know if this is okay that we're telling you. Okay, we won't.
I tried to show her and she goes, nah.
Yeah. She said, no, I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
So
I said, we've seen enough.
Hemorrhoids are presumed to be caused by repeated pressure in the anal and rectal veins, where anal fissures are caused by trauma to the anal cavity, usually during bowel movements.
Is that not the same thing?
So you're pooping hard. Yeah.
Monster shit.
Gabby, you're like expelling demons.
Not trauma.
Not trauma.
To the anal cavity.
Trauma to the anal.
I thought I was going to say from like sex.
Canal, usually during bowel movements.
Then you probably need like a stool softener, Honk, or to eat more fiber.
Yeah, I've heard the fiber thing.
Stool softeners.
Okay, then thank God that I cheated.
Yeah.
We cheated so that,
yeah, we
could get to the bottom of this.
I wonder if you can freeze it off like a wart.
I would rather. I've
Wow.
heard that's very painful
To freeze it off?
to freeze off the asshole stuff. Yeah,
I'm sure.
asshole.
yeah. I got my lips done yesterday.
Mhm.
They're a little bruised.
It's looking evened out.
Went and refilled.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking good. They look like
Any
lips.
thoughts, Lee?
No, they look great.
Okay, Lee.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
They do look better than when they were just flat.
They're a little swollen. You can tell they're a little swollen.
They're very swollen. They hurt
Yeah.
like shit.
Yeah, she stabbed her mouth with a carrot the other day when we were. Oh my God, Honk and I watched this movie with Janine last night. I forget what the
Martyrs,
fuck.
don't
It's
see
called
it.
Martyrs. Don't see it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
Who gives a
Gabby
fuck
and I have
about
been.
it?
We've been like little Frenchophiles because we just keep watching these French movies. And here's the thing: you could say that we saw a woman get skinned alive, almost like it felt like in real time, and then there was no payoff.
And basically, the movie was just about seeing how much you could torture somebody until they,
Specifically, women.
specifically women, until they could tell you what was happening in the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the entire movie. And they just tortured the shit out of this woman. And it was like an hour of them just beating the shit out of this girl in a
this
basement.
big bald guy would come in and just beat the fuck out of her.
Lee sees no problem with
Yeah,
that.
Lee-
You guys came. You guys were just coming.
No, I didn't.
You
come,
know
Lee.
what? Surprisingly, no.
No, Lee.
No, it was cumless in Seattle, as they say.
Yeah, Lee. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay, Lee, I can't. Lee's on his goofy goober shit today. That's what he's on. He's wearing purple. Gabby! I'm fucking done. I'm
It's not funny.
I'm fucking pissed off.
This is just a fart podcast now.
This is literally. I'm not fucking doing this. Lee, go sit over there. Literally go sit over
It
there.
doesn't even, it doesn't smell
Lee,
today.
go sit over there and see what the fuck I have to deal with. And I'm gonna fucking sit.
No, it doesn't smell.
Go fucking sit over there.
Oh, now it kind of smells.
Yeah, now I'm
Yeah,
the
now
fucking
it smells.
producer.
You just walk through it. It smells.
This is fucking literally unacceptable. It's rancicity.
How does it smell over there?
I can't smell it.
Oh, okay.
It's the thought that counts.
I like this. I like this little switch up.
You like
Yeah.
the switch up?
Yeah.
Should I read a story?
Okay, not me being the fucking producer. No more farts allowed.
My cat's pissing.
Okay.
Pissing on your cum.
This episode is off to a wretched start.
Can I say
And
something?
that's not my fault.
I feel like we have like hungover energy, but no
Yeah,
one's
yeah,
been
right?
drinking.
I know. This is very hungover energy.
Wait,
It's
why?
Wait, Gabby, I feel like you need to switch seats now. I feel like we should all switch seats.
We're not all switching seats.
We're
get
all-
back-
Okay, let's get into the fucking.
Lee, let's go do this in your kitchen. That's the last.
No, okay.
Oh my God, I just kicked the camera. Okay, now stop making a deal.
So
I know, I
what
know.
are we doing? So today's forgiveness.
I don't forgive you for farting. Fuck you.
Okay.
not okay. Okay, the farts are giving ugly, but here's the thing. It is on forgiveness. Lee, I mean, we have to share our little forgiveness things, but did I start last week or did you?
Doesn't matter at this point. Who gives a fuck?
Okay.
Forgiveness. Do we have
Okay,
our
don't
own-
say it like that.
Do we have our own forgiving stories? Sure.
Yeah.
Got a lot of them.
Okay, you probably don't.
But you know, the thing is like, I'm not really in the mood right now to unpack my own forgiveness stories. I kind of want to just read other people's.
Well, it's so funny because I was like trying to think of like, who have I forgiven? And it's like, I just feel like I don't have like a fun forgiveness story. Like, okay, bitchy friend forgave. Ex forgave.
Well, I think what's more, the more interesting part of this prompt is seeing what it is that people forgave somebody for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's forgiveness. It's all kind of the same thing. Being like, yeah, okay, it's all good now. Blah blah blah. I'm over it. But it's like, what did that person do to
Mhm.
cause you to be angry in the first place? And I think that's where
I think that's
the juice
tea.
lies.
But I do want to say again, I do not forgive you for farting.
Yeah, I can smell it.
That's why
You
you had.
can't,
That's why you had
though.
to switch fucking seats.
You can't smell it. There's
brought
no way
it
you can
over
smell
here.
it now.
No.
There's no way.
No, well, you're fucking immune, and you're like literally covered in poop. So like you can't. Like you're just like numb to it now. And then all the nasty people in the comments being like, "I think it's funny, Gabby." Okay, well, do you think fucking salmonella is funny?
Yeah, you guys are idiots.
Do you think E. coli is funny?
There's
I
nothing
mean, you
funny
guys can
about
be
it.
as mad at me as you want. I am.
Yeah, covered in
Cool as a
literal
cucumber.
diarrhea. You're,
Cool
and that's why you're
as-
fizzing because you're like pushing shit out. That's why I literally saw the
Cool
repercussions
as
of
a
these.
cuke.
Well, your asshole is literally riddled with the fucking graveyard
And
of
here
your
I-
repercussions.
Here I am. Look at me.
I don't even need to.
Kick ass.
You say pink ass?
Said I'm kick ass.
You are needing to wipe your ass. Stop.
Did I tell you about the other day I was taking pictures of my asshole and I saw poop in it?
Yeah, you did.
Stop.
I'm pretty sure you said that on here too. But you have those nails. Your nails are covered in poop. Your asshole's
know.
covered in poop.
You
Before you
can't
showed me
wipe
your
it.
asshole this morning, you said, "Oh, wait 1 second. I need to see if there's poop in it." And then I look, and our roommate is like covering her. She's like horrified. It was so fucking funny.
Anyway, I hope Kate loves living with us.
Yeah, and we love Kate.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. Been great. Our
she fits
apartment
right
is
in.
so clean. It's like kind of crazy.
We love Kate. Kate's our girl. She's our queen. We should honestly have her on the podcast.
That we should.
I'd love to have her
She's
on.
so fun. Oh, Leah, I forgive you for trying to fuck me last last Valentine's Day. I forgive you.
Okay.
I know. I am feeling so wild. Okay, let's just get into stories.
Yeah, go.
I don't even feel like unpacking my own right now. Like I said, okay.
Well, because you haven't forgiven anyone. Okay.
Okay. I know I have some people that I'm still pretty fucking mad
We
at.
need to learn on this one. This is a learning episode.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right. I just realized this is supposed to be about forgiveness, LMAO. Sure, I forgave her with a winky face. Okay. Hey, Honks and Hentai Lee. So in July of this year, I met this girl on Tinder. Let's call her Shelly. This was written by a girl. We are both girls and bi for context.
Okay.
So I pick up Shelly from work, and she had briefly mentioned on the phone when we talked that she did coke. I didn't think that much of it. I thought maybe when she partied, she did it. I'm not one to judge. Okay, real quick. If somebody tells you that they do coke for some reason out of nowhere,
They do it so much.
it's giving a problem.
Yeah, it means they do coke.
Okay, yeah. Because
That means they're on coke.
I've had guys be like, "Oh, yeah, I mean, I do coke a little," and it's like I literally didn't even ask, and it turns out they're coke hounds.
Yes, yeah. So she's telling her this like as if she's like ready to go pick. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, if she's like just bringing it up, it's because she's literally about to text her dealer.
Literally, yes.
She's fiending.
Okay.
Go.
I'm not one to judge. So I pick her up and we get dinner and she starts asking if I'm a bottom or a top. I tell her I'm not sure. Do lesbians bottom and top?
Yeah, we learned that
Yeah,
with
Jade.
with
Jade literally topped you.
Okay, you're right. I tell
look at
her
me.
I'm not sure and that I'm not trying to hook up tonight. Just cuddle and watch movies. She seemed really down for that and excited. She asked me to take her to get coke. I'm caught off.
Okay, Sister Queen.
I'm caught a little off guard, but nervous and go with the flow. We pick up coke to go like watch movies and cuddle. Okay.
Wait, what?
She asks her to go get coke and
Get
it's like
coke to watch movies and coke. Yeah, because it's
and the
giving
plan was
problem
like,
alert.
you guys are just gonna that's
not
not really
speaking in judgment, just speaking in truth.
No, I mean it is literal truth. Okay. I'm nervous and I go with the flow. We pick up coke and go to her high school parking lot and she starts doing lines in my car. Offers me some, but I'm not down. I take her to her place and she does more coke and then some more on the way to my place.
Okay.
In a previous episode, you guys talked about if you want to have a good time and date, go out with an addict. And I can confirm. Yep. We both start making all these plans about how we're going to Disneyland, Universal Studios, and how she's going to take me to Idaho to meet her family. Oh my God, it's so coke.
Yeah. It's so coke and it's so wild.
It's so coke. It's so lesbian. It's so all of these things. Keep in mind, this is only within 4 hours of knowing her.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. She comes to my place and gets completely nude in front of me and out of nowhere tells me she's going to give me a fashion show and starts trying on different clothes.
Okay, it's giving 8-ball in the U-Haul.
This is wild. She ends up in a bikini. I'm so uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. Then we start cuddling and watching TV.
While she's in the bikini?
While she's literally like coked out of her mind.
Yeah, she's like, I love this. You're like, okay, it's literally Elf.
I'm going to give you a fashion show.
Okay, so she's a giver.
How embarrassing is that?
No, I think it's
That's
hot.
so embarrassing.
No, but this is like what happens when you're a fucking coke lord.
No, this is what happens when you're like in active addiction. You think that you're just like having fun and everybody else around you is like, this is embarrassing.
They're so violently uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable, but you don't know because you're just fucking rallying, thinking everybody's on your level.
Mm-hmm.
Then we start cuddling and watching TV. We start kissing and I forget she has coke on her gums.
Ew.
So on top of getting high from weed, I'm on coke as well. Ew, that's so gross. And I used to actually love to gum coke. That was kind of fun. And feel like I'm going to pass out. The moment I tell her my heart is racing, she knows she gave me coke and says, oh, sorry. After I said, she starts making out with me, her tongue down my throat and says she can taste the Coke. I'm gone at this point. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's 2 a.m. She takes my car with me to pick up more Coke.
Okay. Okay.
This is horrific.
It's giving lock her up.
Literally.
God.
And the drive there, she takes my finger, rubs it on her gums, and tells me to suck my finger. Hold on.
She takes she takes the author's finger, puts it in her mouth where the Coke.
She takes my finger.
The Cokey gums
rubs
are.
It on her gums.
And then gives her finger back and says, suck on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
So
yes.
you do Coke too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do it, not really knowing what's going on, and that she was giving more Coke. After this, we continue to see each other for 6 months.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
Because of course,
because it's giving chaos and it spikes your adrenaline, and so then you're hooked.
Yeah. Now she's healthier because of me and all the help I gave her, and got back with her ex-boyfriend and basically dumped me.
So I think the word healthier is an interesting word choice.
I agree. When he did nothing to help her through all the crazy shit she was doing, but I was there. I'm back on Tinder. LOL, God save me. I can tell so many stories about our weird situationship relationship. The shit she did was insane. I don't know what's more crazy, the fact I stayed or her. Anyway, I hope you can make some light out of this shit.
Where's the forgiveness, though? Do you forgive her?
She said with a winky face. So it's giving, we're starting off with a non-forgiveness story. So that's an example of what not forgiving looks like. And you want to know what? I'm with it because it takes, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what? No, I'm having a seizure. It takes time to heal wounds.
The fact
the wound is still open, but you're working through it.
And that's why you wrote it in.
And so this is okay, y'all, listen up here. Okay, turn up your fucking audio on this motherfucking podcast, because right here, that was an example of working through the forgiveness, okay?
Right. And we can see that in this when she says, I don't know what's more crazy, the fact I stayed or her. Now, you both have equal parts in this.
Yeah, you do.
In this thing.
Now, here's the thing. Is she a wild, coke-riddled bitch? Probably. It's giving yes. But also, are you wild as sin for seeing that night one and going, sign me up, coach?
Yeah.
Put me in.
Yeah.
And I've done that too. But,
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
And
then now in new scenarios, when someone does that night one, you go, oh, no, thank you. And then you walk away because you don't have to save people. You just have to save yourself.
Right. Because it might be fun and spike your adrenaline. We get addicted to that. But at the end of the day, that's not good for your
mental health.
So, forgiveness.
Why don't you forgive yourself for entertaining.
And you can make, as I say in program, a living amends by never contacting her again and forgiving yourself.
Yeah. Boom. Y'all just got 12-stepped, bitch. Okay, here we go. Hey, Honks and Hentai Daddy Lee. Lee gives off more of like soft uncle vibes, but okay. Forgive me for saying that, Lee. Okay. My story is about how I'm constantly forgiving my best friend of 8 years for treating me like shit the second she got a boyfriend. On the first day she met her boyfriend, 2021, they almost fucked in front of me and showed no remorse for how uncomfortable they made me. Her boyfriend regularly uses slurs in front of me. I'm gay. And she says nothing. Okay, so it's my dynamic with Gabby. Okay. She says nothing. Doesn't stand up for me at all. Okay, then now it's giving Lee. He's actually a rotten brain dead human. Oh my God. He's actually a rotten brain dead human and has no money, can't hold down a job, and is holding her back from growing. Also, he's so fucking ugly, bro. Like, I don't understand what she sees in him. It's always the uglies that bewitch us the most.
Yeah, it is.
Also, he smells. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I just hate men. Ha 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 ha. Sorry. Okay. Everyone that writes in has BPD. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So he quits his job every week and never has money and has to ask her mom for gas money to get home.
I mean, that sounds like me, but like.
But here's the thing. You're not asking people's moms.
Yeah, it's true.
But if you had their numbers, then we would be doing that. Okay. Money to get home. He lives with his parents and wants to be a pro wrestler. Ha 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 ha. What a joke. All he does is mope around and smoke weed all day. Also, I've literally caught him stealing weed from my best friend while she's asleep. And I told her and she doesn't believe me. So that's cute. And then she did the little emoji with hearts all around it. He is 21 and my best friend is 19. Anyways.
Oh, you guys are all really young.
Okay, it's giving a babies. Anyways, she basically treats me like I'm invisible now, barely talks to me, doesn't even ask me to hang out unless I ask first. And when we do hang out, she's always on her phone, never talks to me, and we just sit there in silence watching something on TV. Well, next time you're with her, put on Martyrs, so that'll get her attention. I don't understand how she can act like this when before we had such a good relationship and it just went to shit. I'm 19 and live with my parents still while I'm getting my bachelor's. I have a steady job in a warehouse and have $8,000 saved up and counting. Okay, go off. I feel like she
way more than I do.
Right, honey, it's giving the 1%. I feel like she resents me because I'm moving up in life and she is stuck but doesn't know. She makes me feel like shit all the time, but I'm constantly forgiving her because I've become so close to her whole family and I just can't see how life would be without them. Anyways, I miss the old her and I wish her boyfriend would cheat on her or something because I'm so tired of this. I can't even be in the same room as him and he is so childish and mutters shit under his breath when I'm around and she never stands up for me. I don't know why I keep forgiving her, but we've just been through so much and her family has done so much for me. I would feel guilty breaking off our friendship. Her mom is like a second mother to me. I also have literally no other friends like how close me and her were, and I just don't want to be alone. Well, there's my story of forcing myself to forgive someone who doesn't deserve it. LMFAO! I'm such a clown. Anyways, I think I'm developing a parasocial relationship with y'all because of your podcast and how much I love it. Also, you guys need to do a live show in Minnesota sometime. I would give you all my money, bitch. I've been a fan since 2018 when I saw Gabby's set where she talks about wanting to marry her mom at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, love y'all. Keep up the podcast, honks.
That was
and
the
then she
last time
says
I
her
was
name
funny.
and she says, you can say my name if you want.
No,
but
we don't
you know
have to say it.
We're not going to say it. P.S. Harper, you should get one of those giant plastic bubbles you can sit in for the pod so you are protected when Gabby has a fart attack. Well, sweet girl, let me send the link because I need one. PPS or PSPS. So happy for you, Harper, that you're in a healthy relationship with a woman. When is Gabby going to do the same since we all know she's closeted? LMFAO! And now Gabby has to forgive you for outing her yet again.
Yeah, I keep getting outed. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts on this.
You know what? Let's unpack. Because this one was, there's a lot to it.
I'm going to take my time with how I unpack this. Okay. I want to kind of reread this.
Let me know if there's a part you want me to reread.
Can I see it?
Of
actually?
Course, Bonk. Yeah, go off.
There are a lot of things in here that
this is complex, y'all, because there's forgiveness and then there's being in a cycle.
No, there's resentment. You're completely resentful of her, which that's your entire relationship right now.
No, I didn't mean forgiveness in here. I'm saying there's, sorry, I meant like on one hand, there's forgiveness. And then on the other, there's like the dark side of the coin, which is resentment. And I wasn't saying this is forgiveness.
Oh, okay.
It can feel like it, but
yeah.
But when you have this animosity.
So you're completely resentful of her. And like that makes sense. This is your best friend that you feel like you're not close to anymore because of this shitty relationship with her boyfriend. If you want to continue being her best friend, you have two options. I think. I'm not a fucking therapist, but this is what I have learned along the way. You have two options. If you want to remain this girl's best friend, then you have to be okay with exactly who she is. And you have to know that this is what she's doing right now. She's dating this guy that you don't like. It's not your business.
And it's also, I hate to say this, it's not the guy's fault for how she's acting. This is your friend's fault. This is her choice.
And you said that you hope that he cheats on her. Here's the thing. If he did cheat on her, the girl's going to stay in the relationship. It's obvious that like she wants to be in this relationship. It's probably only going to get worse. But it's up to you. So what you're doing right now, when you're saying, why do I keep forgiving her over and over and over again? You are essentially playing the victim. You're saying, why do I keep getting hurt by this person? Why do I keep, it's kind of like a woe is me thing of like, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep forgiving this person who hurt me?
It's giving Al-Anon. To be honest, this episode's theme, it's really funny, except from the last two stories, this is literally like an Al-Anon meeting.
Well, you're forgiving her because you love her. and
Yeah.
you're close to this girl and you've been through a lot with her, right? So you love her and you want to keep her close. She is incapable of giving you a close friendship right now because she's so wrapped up in this relationship with this guy. If you are okay with that, then you have to be in that without having resentment towards her. You have to accept the fact that this is who she is right now.
She's not able to meet you at the level of
Exactly.
friendship that you have to accept the level of friendship she is able to give you. So if like you want her to be able to, if you want her to call, also here's the thing, you are allowed to voice your wants and your needs. So if you're like, hey, it really hurts my feelings that you don't call me to hang out and that I feel like I'm the one that's doing all of the work. And then if you say that to her and she doesn't you agree to, if she doesn't like, how am I trying to say it? Like if you voice your needs and like and if you voice your pain to her,
she can't see your
and
side
she
of
can't
it.
see your side, and if she doesn't like really show remorse or like a desire to change, then like that's like you said it. That's all you can do, and you need to again just like what Honk is saying. Like you have to just accept where she's at, and then also. You also have the choice to not accept where she's at because that doesn't really sound like a good friend. And I understand how deep it is and like how intertwined y'all's lives are. But like if you feel like, oh well, this is really hurting me and I don't feel like I can't accept her there, then that's also fine. You don't have to. But then you don't need to constantly keep having her back in your life. You have to make the choice to then take a step back.
Because it's about creating boundaries. And if you decide like you love her and it's too painful for you to keep having her in her life, then yeah, you love her from afar. You said that she doesn't hit you up to hang out anyway. So it's like, then you can stop. You can stop reaching out to her and because you're going to continue to hurt your own feelings. With the thing of like, there's very specific like verbiage to use when confronting people with your feelings. And it's very hard to remember this in the moment, but we oftentimes when confronting people with our own emotions, we victimize ourselves subconsciously and unknowingly. So what I've learned, and we all do this, it's very difficult to break out of this habit, is instead of saying like, it really hurts my feelings when you're going to make that person, you're going to corner them into like defensiveness, right? So when you say you're hurting my feelings,
just make it about your, like, you're supposed to speak in like from like your side. Like, you're not supposed to be like you're not supposed to like put it on the other person essentially.
What you're supposed to say is it hurts my feelings when It hurts my feelings when you don't respond to a call. It hurts.
Or I feel like our friendship is in a bad place now because I feel like we're not as close as we used to be. And I feel like, you don't like me anymore. Like, and it's hard to be vulnerable, but like, I think like try and like take out the anger and like get under, because anger is a secondary emotion. Like just like go like beneath like where like the hurt is and just like come to her at that level.
Right. Yeah. Because when you approach people with anger and defensiveness, they shut down. There's a really good episode. I believe it's Brene Brown's podcast with her. Look it up. Just look up Brene Brown and Esther Perel. And Esther Perel is incredible. She's a sex therapist. She's a fucking phenomenal woman. I believe that either her parents or her survived World War II.
I think it was her parents.
Somebody was I think her parents were in the Holocaust.
It's called Partnerships, Patterns, and Paradoxical Relationships.
With Esther Perel and Brene Brown?
Yeah.
And it's
Brene Brown's podcast with Esther Perel.
It's a fantastic episode.
Yeah, someone in a meeting actually sent me this.
Really?
Yeah.
They really get in. These are two people who study,
relationships,
psychology, relationships, forgiveness, all of this stuff. And they really unpack in this like hour-long podcast how to have a healthy communication with somebody that you're having issues with. I highly recommend you listen to it.
Because also it's like, I mean, a bit like, okay, so she said something in here I think it was towards the end where she was like, I just like, I'm not close to anyone else. Like I'm close to her. I just want to say you are 19 years old and you still have so many more people in your life to meet. And don't feel like you have to be like stuck with someone.
Right.
And this goes for fucking anyone at any age. Like, don't feel like you have to be stuck in any type of relationship with someone because like, oh, well, there's nothing else out there.
You're
like
my only friend.
Like, don't think in a loss mindset.
Because with that, you are holding yourself back from meeting new people.
Mhm.
When you are holding on to this relationship and saying like, this is the only person I have close to me, it's the reason that she's the only person that you have close to you is because you're making her the only person that you have close to you.
What is it called? Wait, Gab. Okay, what is it called? You're like living in scarcity?
Scarcity and
Yeah.
abundance.
Mhm.
You are, yeah. So it's a scarcity mindset. So right here you say, she makes me feel like shit all the time, but I'm constantly forgiving her because I've become so close to her whole family. And I just can't see how life would be without them. Well, life will continue on without them. You can still be close to her family without being close to her. There is a way to live in forgiveness and keep her away from hurting you. Because again, with that sentence, you are victimizing yourself. She makes me feel like shit all the time, but I'm constantly forgiving her. You're not letting her just be her.
Mhm.
You're expecting her to treat you a certain way. And it's okay. It's okay to have expectations for how you need to be treated, but you can't get mad at people when they don't treat you like that.
Also,
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Okay, so I have a friend that I just remember this. I have a friend, like, we're not super close anymore, but I still love her so much. But she is like this, not to this degree, but whenever she gets into a relationship, she kind of like, essentially, like, I kind of like just fuck off. And in the beginning, when I would notice this pattern, I would take it really personally and it would hurt really bad. And I'm like, oh, she doesn't love me, she doesn't like me. And then over the years, I was like, you kind of grow up, you kind of realize you're like, oh, her treating me like this is not a sign of how much she loves me. It's like how she is able to love. It's
And
like
how she feels about herself.
and how she feels about herself. So like you have to like, and it's, I mean, I still to this day, Honk and I got into like a little argument the other day, and it's because I was taking what you were saying like extremely personally, and then we had to like kind of like zoom out and be like, oh, okay, you're not coming for me. I had like my like little defenses up, and so I still, it's like something if you're like this, you're gonna have to like constantly have to like retrain your brain, but you can do it, and it's gonna be okay.
And you're very young. There's a lot of fucking time to learn this stuff. Communicating is really hard. Being a person is really hard.
It's communicating and like I think communication and also like being able to be vulnerable, because it's like not just being able to express that you're hurt. It's like being able to express your pain in a way that's like soft, because I think it can be like kind of scary. And I think a lot of times like we lead like with like our egos and with pride, and
we do, because we're taught that like we need to protect our egos. Here's the thing. If you really love this girl, which it sounds like you do, if you really care about and want to protect your friend, maybe the next time you see her, you stop thinking about yourself and all the pain she's causing you, and you ask her what's going on in her life, and ask her how she's doing, and ask her if she's happy or what, like ask her about how she's doing, and take yourself out of it.
Here you're talking about like be the change. So
Exactly.
treat her the way that you want her to treat you.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I used to whine to my therapist about like, I want to date someone who is nice, and I want to date someone who is hardworking and this and that. And then my therapist like kind of ripped me a new one. And then she was like, well, Harper, you're sleeping in late every day. You're drinking all the time. Like, you want to date someone who doesn't drink? You're literally drinking all the time. You're doing this. You're not working out. She's like,
right.
So she was like, you need to start doing these things. And then once you start doing them, you'll attract someone who does.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, that's so simple, but so like also groundbreaking. I'm like, oh fuck. Cause I was like pinning it on everyone else.
Newton's third law, baby. You attract, you fucking are attracting what you put out.
And that's on law of attraction.
It is.
It's exactly what Newton said, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
sure
see
is,
it.
isn't it?
Okay, let's get to the next
Newton's
one.
third fucking law. It's all...
Okay, honey. Yes. Okay.
No. Hold on. I'm not done. It's
No.
all...
Okay.
It's all...
Yeah.
You get it, you know?
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Anyway, good luck to you.
Okay.
So when I was a sophomore in high school, a new girl came to our school. I will call her Kay. She was a metalhead misfit like myself and my group of friends. We would hang out in the back of the school during lunch break. I'm still a metalhead. I keep seeing metalhead as meth head.
It would be fitting for this podcast.
Yeah, I'm still a meth head and still cool.
Okay.
LOL. Anyway, she was kind of shy at first, but she would hang out with our group and I took her under my wing as I am 1 to 2 years older than her. Okay, grooming. I was seriously dating this guy named M, as serious as you can get when you're 15. Some weeks went by and M and I got into a fight after school, so I broke up with him and we went our separate ways. I wasn't aware at the time, but K and M were going to hang out after school on this day. Okay. So later that night or the next morning, M told me that K saw that he was sad over our fight and started comforting him by trying to kiss him. So Kay is trying to make out with your ex.
Okay, the girl that you're grooming took I'm just kidding, the girl that you took into the friendship group started trying to make out with your ex.
And your ex is telling you, okay, got it. But she started trying to comfort him by trying to kiss him, make out with him, and touch him inappropriately.
Oh.
So obviously I was pissed because I knew M and I weren't actually over. Plus, that bitch wasted no time.
It's giving euphoria.
Ooh, yeah. The next day at school, I saw her at lunch and she had carved M's name into her arm. Ooh, this is spicy tea.
Ew, not carved.
I remember girls doing that in fucking high school, carving people's initials.
Not at my fucking high school.
Really? There's this girl, Emily, and she did that shit. She would carve names into her fucking skin. Poor girl. I wonder what happened to her.
There was a guy that branded a girl's initial.
It's giving Jeffrey Epstein.
It's giving Pete Davidson and Kim K.
Yeah, it's giving Hollywood Elite. I don't know. What's going on there.
Okay. You're giving spaghetti and meatballs. Okay, well, we're just saying nothing.
It's giving Balenciaga. Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
M's name into her arm. LOL, talk about unhinged. I basically told the whole friend group what she did, and everyone kind of shunned her for a while. M and I made up, and I never got the full story on if he reciprocated the kiss or not. ... We dated throughout high school for about a year after we got out, albeit it was long distance because I ended up moving. Finally, I broke up with him for good because he was manipulative, abusive, had a lot of issues, and most importantly, I came out as a flaming lesbo.
Hey, let's go!
Almost immediately after we broke up, Kay and him started dating. Now, do you think they were fucking the whole time?
The whole time.
You think?
The whole
Yeah, they probably were.
time.
Big LOL, could have seen that coming. She latched onto him like a leech. I wonder if they were fucking.
They were fucking.
Maybe a year or less goes by and she starts calling me, crying, hysterical. She's asking for my help and my advice because M started abusing her mentally, physically, the whole 9 yards. She calls me once a week, sometimes more often than that, depending on the events he puts her through. So you're taking these calls. Once it was so bad, she had to go to the hospital with a fractured jaw and bruised ribs. Holy shit.
Jesus.
He was straight up beating her. And I would answer every one of her calls and comfort her through everything. You're a fucking real one for that.
That's strength.
Real strength. And I applaud you for that shit. Because honestly, even though this girl sucks for doing that, you are rising above and coming to comfort this girl.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the guy is the fucking abusive one.
Oh, yeah.
And you did groom her. Good for you. This is really very mature. A lot of people don't do this kind of stuff.
But also, I'm going to say, if she didn't answer the call, that's also fine too.
It is also fine too. I mean, it totally is. But the fact that she did this and wasn't like being like, good, you deserve this, You know what I mean?
That's petty and that's immature and weak.
A lot of people would do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. I gave her the best advice that I could, but she was stuck with him for a couple years at least. Like I said, he's very manipulative.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I'm glad that you got away. Jesus.
I know. I felt really bad for her and I did what I could to help her. Finally, after years of torment, she was able to send him to jail because he pulled a gun on her.
Oh!
And she was able to get far away and go into hiding from him. Fuck, dude.
Okay. Not him being a fucking literal sinister evil monster.
Not him being the Golden State Killer.
I know.
Another 10 years goes by and she and I have rekindled again and we are now good friends.
Wow.
She moved into my town. I wish you guys started dating. She moved into my town only a few minutes from me, which is in a whole other state away from where we went to high school. She is married now. I look back on our tumultuous relationship and think about how this horrible guy tore us apart at first and then ultimately brought us back together. I forgave her a long time ago, but the words have been left unsaid. You are a queen.
Wow, that just made me emotional.
That's really, really queen behavior.
That's really strong.
Very strong.
That's beautiful. That must have been so fucking painful to not only have to deal with that in high school, but then have them go and like give you the runaround right after y'all break up. And like the fact that you tapped into like such like a well of empathy for her, that's really something that's very commendable.
Very.
and it's
4-star human,
Yeah.
5-star.
Yeah, let's 3 stars.
2 stars.
3 out of 10 for you, queen. Yeah.
Also,
No, that's really incredible. I think that's great. And like what you said, like it is rare to have people be able to forgive like that. Cause I think like our natural instinct. Also, we're just really not fucking taught this.
we're not. And our natural instinct, especially as women, is to go after the other woman instead of the man.
Yes.
We always go after the woman. And we're like, fuck that bitch. If a guy cheats on you, it's always, fuck her. I'm gonna fucking kick her ass.
That
It's
nasty
never,
cunt. Yeah.
right. It's never like it's never on the guy.
Mm-mm. Or you'll be like, God, fuck him. He's a dirty dog. And then he calls you and you're like, okay, I'm going to go see him.
Yeah. And I'm guilty of that too. I've done this so many times with guys that like have like cheated on me with girls, and I get fucking fuck this bitch, da 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 da, and it's like she is falling for the same shit that he's doing to me.
We also all have our little fucking demons, and I'm so fucking happy he got jail time.
Also, separate note: if you are experiencing a relationship with somebody who's demonstrating early signs of abuse like this, mental manipulation, blah blah blah, get the fuck out, because it always ends up like this.
It always fucking ends up like this.
It's a matter of time till they beat your
Literally.
ass and pull a gun on you.
No, seriously.
It's giving my grandpa Magdi Talib. Although he was never physically physical.
Oh, so he wasn't a real man.
So he wasn't a real man.
Yeah. Lee, have you ever hit a woman?
Those French schools taught him well. Yeah, Lee. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he honestly has.
I remember
But it was like a little like cat fucking like with like a little paw.
you want to know what Lee does? When Lee gets into fights with women and he wants to hit them, he hits himself. Lee goes, "Ah!" He holds up his hand and he's like, I swear, no, and then he slaps himself.
Have you ever dated someone that did that? I did one time.
That's so embarrassing.
I dated a guy who would slap himself in the face. Look what you're doing to me. And I'm like, if this is what I'm doing, I'm a queen.
Literally.
I got that good pussy.
I remember being little and hitting myself, and I would get frustrated. Looking back, it's very
Autistic.
autistic.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, you should get tested.
I have.
You should do it again. Yeah.
I was tested for big juicy pussy. And
no, but I think we cracked the case. It was super dry. Okay, hey, Funkies and Lee. It was super dry.
Juicy.
Yeah, it was dry.
Wet.
Hey, Honky. Wet is what I have. And you know what? Lee is actually wetter than you. And we all know that he has scabs on his taint. Okay. Hi, Honky.
Not taint. What would it take to get scabs on your taint? Yeah, you do.
Because you're covered in scars. I don't know. Okay.
Because as soon as we leave, Lee is going to start hitting himself in the face. They did it again. They made me feel bad again.
I don't stand up for myself.
Okay, don't get fucking pussy.
No, Lee's going to look at himself in the mirror and he's going to go,
that gets on my nerves when you get pussy. I don't like it.
No, when we leave, he's going to look himself in the mirror, and he's going to go, you'll get him next time, big guy.
That voice is too masculine.
You'll get him next time.
You'll get him next time, big guy.
Yay. Hey, big guy. Don't worry. I know the girls got you down, but next time I'll get them real good.
That's you in the mirror.
We go into Lee's room and he just has a bunch of Post-it notes all over his walls with things that he's going to say to us. Emotions that he needs to express. So mean. That's so crazy that you have
Here's
that, Lee.
the thing.
You can just tell us.
Yeah, Lee, you can, for real. Okay, wait.
We're in therapy. We could talk about it.
Okay, not just being so sensitive to them. And then we're like, hey, Lee, you're going to kill yourself, you little pussy. It's like,
Do you want us to film it for you when you do it? Yeah, Lee.
here's the thing. Okay. Lee, don't kill yourself. Okay. Hey, Honky. Hey, Honky. Except if you do, I'm going to give you a eulogy that's going to rock your fucking ghosty socks. Okay. Not that laugh. That was something else. Okay. Hey, Honky Bunkies. ... And Lee. Okay. I'm a 20-year-old guy and have not had much experience in the sexual or romantic realm due to culture and just fear of a broken heart. Last year, I received a text from a guy I went to school with. Okay, here's the thing. It's like I've never read before. LOL. Last year, I received a text from a guy I went to school with. We weren't really friends or anything, but we knew each other. He is now a TikTok micro-influencer or some shit.
Wait, is this written by a man or woman?
Man.
And is he gay or is this his friend?
Okay, so I'll say it again. I'm a 20-year-old guy
Oh, yeah.
and have not had much experience in the sexual or romantic realm due to culture
Okay.
and
So
a
we
broken
don't know if
heart.
he's gay or not.
I received, yeah, maybe he's bi. I don't know. Okay, or gay or straight. Okay, okay. He received a text from a guy that he went to school with. We weren't really friends or anything, but we knew each other. He is now a TikTok micro-influencer or some shit. We lived in the same neighborhood, and I did run into him countless times, but never said a thing. After long days of conversations back and forth, he wanted to get closer because I'm such a compatible vibe. Okay. He drove literally half a mile to my house, picked me up in his car, and we talked for hours until he startled me with a confession. I really like you and have always liked you, even in school. He explained that he does have a crush on me, and of course my 18-year-old virgin head loved this, but I told him that I got to think about it. We signed up in the same gym and would always see each other and sometimes work out together. A few days go by, and I tell him I liked him back. Literally after that, I walked to his house, and he locked us in some weird storage closet and fucked for so long. Oh.
Wait.
Okay.
Consensually?
Few days go by, and I tell him that I liked him back. Okay,
so
good.
he fucks you in a broom closet.
Okay. No,
It's
leave.
giving Harry Potter.
It actually is giving Harry Potter. Okay. Months go by, and we would still have a lot of sex. It was so good. We were so intimate with each other beyond sex. Good morning texts, dick pics, the ultimate sign of intimacy. Talked about our parents' divorces, trauma, and so on.
What if I was like, okay, so is he gay or what's going on?
Gabby's like, I just don't get it. Where's the woman?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. And that's why it's important to really spell things out for the closeted folks. Okay. Trauma and so on. After a couple of months, he slowly drifted away from our relationship. I don't see him for a while, and he wouldn't answer my texts or calls until I ran into him at the gym. I ask why he is avoiding me, and this fucker casually says, "Oh, I got a girlfriend now. Thank you, though." It's giving sociopath. Okay, not
It's giving call me by your name.
No, not, "Oh, I got a girlfriend now. Thank you, though." I'm stunned and realized that he just used me to drain his balls. We apparently never had a real relationship. It was just a quick situationship. He used my vulnerability for sex. My first heartbreak from an apparent fling that wasn't supposed to mean anything. I'm distraught and couldn't stand seeing him every day, drive by the neighborhood, or bump into him at the gym. I held a giant grudge, not for him wanting to continue the relationship, but for not being upfront and honest about his intentions. The feeling of betrayal and guilt is beyond description. I learned to accept reality and just deal with the fact that I'm partially to blame for expecting too much and being the type to quickly attach to someone. My therapist told me I have a love addiction, and I'm working on that right now.
Accountability.
After long mental battles, I forgive him, but mostly forgave myself. Love you all. Oh.
So much accountability, maturity, self-reflection in that. I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
That is, and it's embarrassing,
incredibly
and painful.
painful.
But it's also like, this is,
It just also, like, we don't know shit about this guy. We don't know anything about, like, what makes my immediate thought is that this guy is gay. He's embarrassed to be gay. He feels bad about being gay. And
that's like why there wasn't like a lot of transparency.
Right. And then he gets a girlfriend and he's like, oh, okay, well now I can't acknowledge any of that side of my life. I just need to pretend that I'm this straight guy.
Here's the thing for like situationships, because I feel like people kind of they like hide under the guise of the situationship for like, oh, well, that's why I didn't have to say anything. It's like, even if you're just casually fucking someone, you can still communicate with them and be like, okay, we don't have to do this anymore. Or like, oh, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, you don't even need to say why you want to stop seeing them. But I think like just sending a quick text is polite.
Well, this person is obviously very
obviously,
immature.
but I'm just saying because I'm saying like I'm zooming out and saying for like situationships, because like a lot of people that have written in about situationships are like, and then he didn't talk to me again, or and then she didn't talk to me, da 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 da.
Right.
And I'm just saying like it's a big part of our culture that like I feel like we just kind of like feel like, I get to just kind of do whatever I want because there's not a label on it. And I'm just saying it would be, of course it would be ideal if like people could just be like upfront.
Right.
But I think that's incredible. And again, very strong, very sound of you to just do the work and reflect and realize like, okay, like this is my part that I played.
Right.
Keeping your side of the street clean. And I'm really sorry that you went through that.
You know, it's really difficult about forgiveness is that our ego and pride always wants to make sure that the other person knows like the growth,
the growth and like getting justice
and being, and
getting on your pedestal.
Yeah. It's really difficult because I think a lot of the time in like actual forgiveness, there's silence and there is just leaving things as they were when like, that's really hard. It's really hard to do when you're heartbroken. It's really hard
Or
to do when you
scorned.
have when you have resentment towards somebody and you want to like prove, because I've done this so many times where I like want to prove that like there is growth and I am all good, and you want to also like show people, you want to tell the person who's hurt you like you're an asshole, you don't fucking get it, and like
Oh my God. Yeah.
we
I mean,
want to do that
with like slap in the box guy, when I was like just starting Al-Anon, but like, wasn't working a perfect program. I was like really trying to like show him like, well, look, like, see, I'm working on myself. So you need to work on yourself. Like, look what I'm doing. And it's like, that's not how life works. And it's none of my business what he does. And it's none of his business like what I do. And that's just what it is. And I think like you also start working a better, I mean, if you're in program, you start working a better program the second you start making it about you and not like for other people. And then also just like in life, when you're like, they always say like, don't forgive for the other person, forgive for yourself. And I think that's just really important to remember.
We so badly want to control the way that other people see our own personal growth. We want to control our own
perceived.
Yeah, we want to control our narrative. We can't. You know, the only thing that you can really do is
control yourself.
Control yourself and proceed with like honesty and kindness and forgiveness, and realize that like a lot of people aren't capable of doing the work, don't know how to do the work, aren't intellectually intellectually capable of having a lot of accountability and self-reflection. A lot of people aren't. We live in a society that fucking functions on instant gratification, ego,
and
anger,
also victim
defensiveness.
mode. Yeah.
Super victim. We all fucking play the victim so often. Well, why do you get this? I don't get this. How come you hurt me, but you hurt me? You should know how much you hurt me. We love to do that, especially when we're angry at people. You have no idea how much you hurt me. And it's like,
that's like your hurt child coming out though.
And it's fair. And it's like, it feels like it would be fair to say that.
And well, here's the thing. You're allowed. Well, no, because you are allowed to say if someone hurts your feelings. Like you are allowed to. But it's about. Well, okay. So it's like you're allowed to say when someone hurts your feelings, of course. But it's about how you proceed after that. It's like, okay, you were hurt. So what are you going to like? What can you control? You can control how you're going to be affected by this. Like, are you going to keep going back to the same situation, or are you going to like say your piece and then like proceed with like, as we always say, love and light. And just also, I think just it's so fucking hard to stay calm too. But like also like when you get really angry, try not to like go for like the low blows. That was a big problem I had. I would always go like for the jugular, and I would think like, well, I'm hurt, so I get to talk like this. And it's like, no.
Right. And yeah, exactly. And the thing is like, yeah, when you are allowed to tell people like you hurt me, that is a good thing to express. But to say you hurt me and then expect,
I think we do the work too.
I think we say like you hurt me a lot of the time, wanting the other person to feel that, and you can't expect people to feel that.
No.
You can express your own emotions, but like that's all that you can do.
Well, it's also like, okay, so like we kind of touched on this on, I forget what fucking episode it was because they all blend together, babes. But we were talking about how like the mob mentality of like social media and stuff, how like they demand apologies from these like celebrities and whatnot. It's like, that's not a real apology though. Like them just being like, okay, I'm sorry. That's not real. That's not real.
So true.
And like, yeah, you can be like, hey, this was offensive, but like it's on that person to like come to that their own conclusion about it.
Because we end up hurting ourselves more when we're expecting somebody to be a certain way. Exactly. The thing of like that's the issue with cancel culture, is this whole thing where then, somebody in the public eye or somebody that like fucks up, and then you have this expectation of them to be like, I'm so sorry. But it's like, you can't. People have to come around to that in their own process.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with fucking cancel culture is that like expecting people to come out with some like big I'm sorry thing. But like, what's the point of that if they haven't felt it yet?
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of apologizing and acknowledging your own behavior? Like, you can't apologize until you've actually recognized your own behavior. And until then, it doesn't mean anything. No change is made.
Yeah.
So that's the thing of being like, you hurt me so bad. And then if somebody's just like oh, I'm sorry, like, oh, I'm sorry, or I don't know. There's an art to all of it, I think.
You have to have that revolution of thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to have that thought that turns it back on yourself.
Yes.
And then you can see kind of where you're coming from and
Right.
where other people are coming from and what's going on. But that takes time, and people expect you to apologize for things immediately.
Right.
No.
When you don't know why or how or what you even did wrong, it takes time to realize like, oh, I did this wrong.
And then
Also-
that's your own, sorry, Honk, that's your own ego too. When you tell somebody like, you really hurt my feelings, I'm really angry at you, like, you should apologize. That's your ego, right? That's expecting something from somebody else.
Yeah. Like, again, it's like going back to the art thing. Like, of course, you can be like, okay, hey, like that, like really hurt my feelings. And I didn't like the way that you spoke to me. And then it's like, if they keep doing it, or if they keep being like, okay, because, then there's the other thing, like saying sorry without changed behavior is manipulation. And then you keep, like, if you keep accepting that, that's complacency, and like you have just as much of an equal part if you like keep staying in that.
Right.
But I also think, like, kind of going back to like the first story or second story, whatever, the 19-year-old girl, when she was talking about like, and then I forgive her and then I'm just hurt. Like for me, I would, I like, especially like when I was like around this age, honestly, no, probably like even whatever. I've basically, I'm saying is like, I've struggled with that too, where you just like, you kind of like want things to be smooth. So then you're like, okay, I'm sorry. Or like, okay, you're forgiven, because you're just like trying to smooth the situation over. But then like deep down, you actually have like this like pit of fire, like building inside of you. And then you're like doing a disservice to yourself and to the other person, because then you're not being genuine. And that's why being honest in these situations is so imperative. So then you can...
And that's also codependence. It's codependence when somebody gets mad at you and then your immediate reaction is like, I'm so sorry. Like, please don't be mad anymore, blah, blah, blah. Like, then you're being codependent because you just want to like, you want them to feel better for yourself. Yeah. People are allowed to be mad at you when you fuck up. Yeah. And you also have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't mean you're not friends.
And it doesn't mean you're not friends.
Yeah.
Also, here's the thing. Sometimes friends go through shitty little phases.
It's true. We're humans. Humans are extremely, this shit's very confusing.
It's confusing. It's fucking hard.
We figure it out with each interaction that we have with each other. We fucking figure it out. None of us are born knowing this shit. We're not raised by people who know this shit. We don't live in a culture that really promotes how to deal with emotions in a healthy way. So we're all figuring it out.
But I think just like pay attention. Basically, you guys just like pay attention to like how someone is making you feel most of the time. If someone is mostly making you feel bad, then you don't need to be around that person. And you can even be like, hey, I love you so much right now. You're kind of hurting my feelings. And then just you take the step back.
Yeah.
And then if they want to fix it, let them come to you.
Right.
It's like you have to like really like be comfortable with being at ease with like, if like you love it, set it free, essentially.
Right. I'm like in a hamster wheel without saying too much. I'm like in a hamster wheel of this right now with an ex, and we keep going in circles of like, he wants me to see how much he loves me and how much hurt I've caused him. I'm trying to take space so I can like have spiritual growth, but like within taking space, that triggers him to want, to be like, well, it triggers his fear and attachment issues. And then I get sucked back in because I'm like, oh, well, I don't want you to feel upset. But then like me not wanting him to feel upset is emotional dishonesty on my end, because I need to work on my part, which is being a better partner and person. And I can't do that in this like hamster wheel of heightened emotion that we're in.
In breakups too, I think it's so normal to be like, especially if like you're the one that like kind of like caused the pain, you're like, okay, like let me take this away.
Exactly.
But it's like, since you're the cause of the pain, you have to like remove yourself. Like the magic answer is not going to come from you. It has to come from your absence. So like the time can heal it,
right?
And the dust can settle.
And he's seeing it as like, how can you
walk away from me?
How can you've already hurt me so many times. How can you walk away from me again? And I'm like, because I'm trying to do you a favor. This like me walking away is like me acting with love, because if I continue to have these interactions, I'm robbing myself of personal growth. I'm robbing you of like getting to process your own emotions. And it is that thing of like, if you love somebody, you have to let them go. And that's what like is it's hard.
It's so fucking hard.
Let some time happen. too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard to also like let time happen when you have anxious attachment and then you like don't want to lose people and then you're like, oh no, you know, it's this whole fucking mess. But I also have to realize like that
You have to also be okay with people not liking you for a little, like especially if like, you know, you did something wrong, like, cause I struggle with that too. Sometimes I'm like, oh, they hate me. It's like, yeah, you gotta sometimes they're gonna fucking hate you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's gonna be forever. It just means it's just for right now.
And me continuing to apologize to him for how badly I've hurt him doesn't do anything. It doesn't.
And then you guys just keep hurting each other even more and more and more.
So it's like the biggest thing I can do is step away. And, you know, my sponsor, my fucking therapist, everybody is just like, you need to step away for your own personal growth.
You're just putting yourself down at that point.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I'm sorry. You know, you're making yourself smaller and smaller.
And it's addiction to chaos. And then you're addicted to like the adrenaline and the fucking cortisol that's, you know, of the excitement of the fighting. And then it's just like, oh, man, we got to get out of the addictive cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, Honks. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I have a story on forgiveness. I have a pretty cool life. Humble brag. I own a successful business I've worked my ass off for. Hell yeah. Hot husband who dicks me down like a goddamn supervillain. Hell yeah. 2 cool-ass kids who are beautiful and known for being nice. Okay. Proud of all that shit. Good for you. But I got a real fucking gremlin of a mother-in-law. She's done some wild ass shit in the 14 years we've been together, man. Examples: told her neighbor how my son was very ill while I was pregnant with him after specifically asking to keep it private because I don't need anyone in my business. Announced at a family gathering her son settled for me. First of all, man, I settled for him. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I know that's
Wrote all over Facebook when he took a job she didn't approve of. That what kind of mother put someone's baby in the line of fire Why don't I take the bullet myself? The fuck? Sis, he's 30. What you talking about, fucking weirdo? So on to the forgiveness part. I would like the record to reflect, fuck forgiveness. I'll never forgive her. I want to be immature forever. Forgiveness is a nice idea, but sometimes can't happen if the person is a narcissist and endangers your peace and boundaries. I love you 3. I hope you liked my story and all. And I hope you have peace and health in the new year. I'm attaching pictures of my kids because duh.
Okay, cute.
Here's the thing. Honestly, like, fuck your mother-in-law. She sucks for that. Cute family, cute kids. We love to see it.
You know what? Okay, so here's where the forgiveness would come. So here's what you would do, because she's gonna. This is like where it comes with like the repetitive behavior, where she just is gonna keep doing the same type of hurtful shit over and over. That's when you just have to draw like a stark line in the sand and like completely cut off. I'm not necessarily gonna say communication because I know it's like your husband's mom and then like the fucking. The grandma of your kids, obviously. But I mean, some people do it. It's all about what you want to do. But I would just say like, okay, since you know she's completely like that, that's like accepting where she can meet you, which is, I guess, is in hell. So then you just have to just go, okay, that's how she fucking is. Yeah. And I don't like that, so I'm not going to be around it.
Yeah. I mean, this bitch obviously has no boundaries. She's an unhealthy woman who honestly sounds like she wants to fuck her son. She wants to fuck her son.
And here's the thing with all this forgiveness. And I know Gabby and I have been going the fuck. Okay, why did I just call you Gabby? Honk and I have been going the fuck off with our fucking little forgiveness battle cries. Love and light. Mother-in-laws are a cancer, and they gotta stop trying to fuck their sons. Please.
And here's the thing. And the thing is also about forgiveness is like, if you don't want to forgive and you like that's where you're at, then that's fine. That's where you're at.
Yeah.
It's part of it. It's
part of it.
It also is.
There are people that I know that I haven't forgiven right now. There's somebody that I have a huge resentment towards.
You do.
And one day I'll get over it, but I've been holding on to it because I'm just not fucking ready to let it go. It really only impacts me. I'm the one who's getting sick from like my anger towards this person. But like, fine, I guess, like that's my problem. Sucks for me that this person's taking up that much space in my head.
And I'm just going to say who it is. It's Lee for leaving his diarrhea fucking shits in the toilet. Because Lee, it's every single time,
Lee.
And it's really uncomfortable.
Your fucking mother-in-law sucks. It sucks to be her. What you can do is realize this bitch is in pain and suffering and wants to control her son.
But also that's not any of also your business. Like, she like,
you're right.
That is what it is. And deep down, I guess it can kind of help to know, like, obviously she's like a sick woman. But also that is fucking annoying as sin. And if someone's going to be disrespecting you like that, and also like, especially when you're pregnant and she's airing out business about your sick baby, hell no.
So
you just don't tell her anything. You give her no information on your life.
Excuse me.
Part of the reason that I broke up with my ex was because I knew if we continued the relationship in the way that it was going, that she was going to be a nightmare of a mother-in-law. And I was like, I can't fucking deal with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, because you marry somebody's fucking family.
No, you honestly do. And you don't think, at least I didn't. I never really thought about that when I was younger. But now that I date when I'm older, I always think about that. But also, here's another thing, because I also used to be super coda too. But now I feel like when I date people, I'm like, I truly don't give a fuck. Like if my family likes them or whatever, I'm like, I would just rather just date who I want, and vice versa too.
I know when people are like, it's a really big deal to me if my mother approves of you. Fuck no.
No, and
my mom's a fucking alcoholic chain smoker. You think I give a fuck what she approves of?
No, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, like, and I love my family. I love my family so deeply, but I also am like, kind of like to like echo what you're saying. I also say, I'm like, okay, like I want something different for my life.
Right.
And
here's the thing though, when kids get involved, you have no choice.
No, of course
you have
not.
no
of
choice
course.
but to include them in your life.
No, I mean, to a degree, you're right. Especially if like you need like financial help or like someone like to watch the kids or
you can't. I mean, I guess it depends on the partner's family dynamic, but like you can't keep the grandkids away from a grandmother that like wants to see them, you know?
You low-key kind of can.
Sure you can.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I wasn't allowed. My grandfather, my OG, my dad's dad, I never met him. He was never allowed to see me because he was so... I'm not going to... My family doesn't... Okay. So basically, this man was not a good man at all. I'll let you guys use your imaginations, but it was very bad. And my dad said, you will never meet my daughter. And never met him. And then he got ran over by a trolley trying to go to a methadone clinic in Tijuana.
And that's on karma.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's to protect your kids from an abusive person or something that you don't want them to be around, you have all the right in the world to keep them away from your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if like they have a good relationship? You know, your partner and your parent, their brother has a good relationship.
Wait. Well, who has a good relationship?
Your partner and her parents, you know? Like that relationship is strong, so
then
there's going to be no reason there. But the problem is, like you with.
Well, that's a different thing.
That's a different thing. That is a different thing. Also, I think this. Okay, I've seen. It's hard because I want to speak freely, but I legally can't. But basically, all I'm going to say is, speaking in a nice, somewhat vague-ish way, I would just say that I think if you get married, or even if you just have a kid with someone, I don't give a fuck about marriage. So like, let's say you agree to be in a partnership with this person. That is your person now. And I think that you need to treat that person like your family. And if your mother-in-law, your dad-in-law, or your mom or your dad is being a fucking asshole to your partner, that's in turn them not respecting you, because your partner is a reflection of you. And obviously, I'm not talking about fucking abuse and all that shit. I'm talking about just like a regular fucking relationship. Then I think that's like also, I think that's on both of them to draw a boundary, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying that it was like that was definitely part of the decision of me not wanting to move forward in that.
And I think you're justified, because I think if someone has a nightmare fucking family and like they're all fucking coda and annoying as fuck,
get them the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Then guess what? Next.
Yeah, because you are going to have to be tied to that person for the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah.
Unless your partner cuts them off, then you guys are free. But if they don't.
But how fair is that to be like?
I think it's fair. It's protecting your peace.
Do you guys want me to read this?
Yeah.
Okay. This story is about me getting my heart ripped apart by my ex, who ghosted me at the peak of our relationship while I was on the psych ward.
Hell yeah.
We love a psyche story. Hey, Huns, Lee included. Not going to call you Honks, because that means high schooler without noticeable knowledge in German, and you guys seem like some smart hotties.
Hilarious.
I'm writing in from Germany.
No, that makes sense.
Okay. This is a long one, so let's get through it. Okay. I'm writing in from Germany. Hell yeah. Been listening to the pod since literally day one, where it was only you, Gabby, and I thought this prompt was perfect for my tea time debut. Anyway, beginning of 2022, I met this guy. Trigger warning, this is as long as the Odyssey. I love to see it. Okay.
I thought I had to pee so bad.
Okay, sucks. Okay, anyway, beginning of 2022, I met this sweet guy over a dating app after a week full of horrible dates. And our first date went surprisingly well, so I decided to meet him again. After having spent a lot of time together, we eventually had our first, and my first ever kiss on the the first World War memorial. Okay.
That is some German. That's some fucking Germany
Okay,
shit.
that is, it's giving Schweinhund. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, I don't even know what that word means, but I think it's a bad word. Okay. Please note that I was an 18-year-old gay man at the time and had no experience with love because my parents never showed me any or sex or whatsoever. Your parents never showed you sex? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Maybe it's like an American thing, but our parents showed us fucking. Sucking and fucking. Okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry, prayers up for you. Okay,
Must be a German thing.
I know, must be a German thing. So sorry. We quickly fell in love with each other, and after having spent a whole night throwing up, but still kissing directly after at a party. Okay, so it's giving German at a party. We decided that we were a couple. Okay.
Okay, scheisse.
Okay. Danke. Okay. It felt great, honestly, but also felt like an acid trip that went south real quick. Because after having spent so much time at his homophobic parents' house and outing himself for me and meeting all of his friends, I still felt like I couldn't tell him my biggest secret of all time. The reason why I had so much free time for dating and falling in love, etc., was because I had just been kicked out of boarding school I had lived at for 4 years because my closeted ass wanted to kill himself and was on a waiting list for the psych ward. Okay. So it's giving spicy. It's giving fun. It's giving fresh.
I like it. I see no problems here.
I see no problem, sweetie.
On God. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I see a problem with? Someone outing your fucking business at the fucking boarding
this is society's
school.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Triggered. Okay. I ended up telling him and how come every time we get to the last story, we just start, it doesn't matter. Okay, we turned to sociopaths. I ended up telling him and all he did was hug me. I finally felt understood by someone because I felt like nobody did at the time. He also opened up to me about his problems and everything seemed perfect again until he stopped texting me throughout until he stopped texting me throughout his day and not telling me goodnight anymore. The only thing he would do is sending me raccoon memes or some bullshit. Okay, it's giving Lee with his fucking possum bullshit. Fuck off. Okay, I ended up confronting him in his car after he told me that he is going to have to leave in 1 year because of university. And I felt like our relationship is making me more worried than happy. We both ended up crying in his car and his behavior changed and everything seemed perfect yet again until he got on a trip to Switzerland to talk to a psychiatrist. Watch out, because in Switzerland, you can kill yourself legally. Like I said, we both...
So cool.
I know, it's giving pods. Okay,
yeah.
Like I said, we both opened up about our problems and trauma bonding yet again. Watch out for this, y'all. Turns out he was really scared of confronting his confronting therapy, but still tried on that Switzerland trip. Okay.
So German of him.
I know. Let me go to the mountains. Okay. The thing is that I told him that I was going to be moving into the psych ward that week. I ended up moving into the psych ward without ever seeing or hearing anything of him ever again because he would just text me over Instagram a couple days later that it's over and that he doesn't see us working out, especially during this time. Okay. Well, he's literally in his fucking prime.
So he's in Switzerland. You're in the psych ward.
You're being fucking hot. You're in your little sticky sock.
You're in psych ward because you got kicked out of boarding school for trying to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And this guy can't handle it. He's giving boring and weak. Okay. He even texted me in English and our first language is German. So I knew this must have hurt him. Okay. Anyway, I broke down completely, fell into the deepest depressive state for weeks that I've ever been in, and I can't even remember it, and cut off any contact to the outside world and began to self-reflect about everything that had happened over the past 2 months. I later realized that this is the best thing that could have ever happened to me at the time because I was finally able to just think about myself, not needing anyone else to feel good or okay about myself after a couple of weeks of grinder hookups and therapy, of course. Okay. Of course. Mid-2022, my self-esteem and self-confidence went over the roof a couple of weeks after having spent my whole days crying and hooking up with random men while still in the psych ward. Okay.
It takes what it takes.
And that's on Plenty of Fish, No Matter the Sea.
It takes what it takes. And I bet people in the psych ward are honestly fucking hot.
I bet they were fucking, yeah, especially in Germany. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. And I met so many new people, some of which are now my best friends that I go party, cry, get fucked up, go to school and work with, which is more than I could have ever asked for.
Cute.
I am really grateful that I am really grateful for what happened to me the past year, even though it was really hard and I haven't felt romantically attracted to anyone since, and also hurt a lot of people because of that hurt. Okay. Now that's giving introspection.
Sure is.
I ended up leaving the psych ward, finally feeling happy and healthy again and on my own with so many new people who wouldn't leave my life just like that. I forgive him because I know we're both young and young people make stupid decisions. He was or is in a bad place mentally. Like I said, I haven't heard anything from him ever again. The only thing is that his friends told me a couple months ago is that they miss the real him and that apparently brought back at least that I apparently brought back for at least a couple of weeks. Also, that I look much hotter now than back when I was with him.
There it is.
Pics included. And I think I wouldn't have had that glow up if he wouldn't have left me. So I also forgive him for that. The only thing that sucks is that I'm still not over him, but we'll get there.
You will.
Anyways, guys, that's it. Always remember to not be that hard on yourself, and other than when you know you're/they're in the bad place mentally. Love you guys. English is not my first language, by the way.
Okay,
and this is our king.
Beautifully. You are so cute.
Stunning.
Oh my God.
I know.
I wish I looked like you, bitch.
I know. So fucking.
No, you had me jumping out of my seat.
I know. That like just woke
cute.
up Honk.
You're so cute.
So fucking. Okay, this looks like a fucking album cover.
This looks like literally, I don't know what German people do. They go to weird parties.
I don't know what German people do. Okay, not us both having the lock necklace.
You're
It's
so
giving
cute.
Sid Vicious.
You're so cute. German
people are just honestly.
Also, English isn't your first language, bitch. I don't even speak English that well, and it's the only language I speak. So
but here's
go
the
off.
thing: tell us what skincare products are in the back of this mirror selfie because they look really fun.
It's the German water. I'm telling you.
I know. Oh my. Okay, I literally can't. And the nose piercing, you are, and the eyeliner.
Yeah, you're so cute.
It's giving obsessed. It's giving glow up as fuck.
It is.
Also, is this him? Because honey, it's giving you're much younger than him.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Whatever. You're literally a fucking star. You're hot. Thank you so much for writing in.
Loved your self-reflection. You sound very emotionally intelligent. Good luck to you in your fucking emotional growth. You will get there one day. The thing about human beings, we're resilient and
it takes time to get over people. It takes that's also wrapped up in the forgiveness thing too. And it sounds like you're working on it. Congrats on getting out of the fucking psych ward and having a hot glow up, because low key, this one guy I know got out of the psych ward and he got so fucking ugly.
Also,
he got ugged up.
Yeah, see, look at you. Pain just informs us of, the things that we need to work on. It's all part of the human experience. So we have to remember that too. I like to remember that of like, whenever things feel real shitty and bad, I'm like, this is just the human experience.
And also think about, okay, like next time you're in a lot of pain, just think about the past few times you've felt in pain and how you've gotten through that.
When I shoved that really big dinosaur dildo up my pussy.
Every day I learned something about Honk that I could have gone the rest of my life without ever knowing.
That did hurt.
And now we all know how to forgive people. We know what an anal fissure is. And now you guys know that we record Patreon and these episodes every single day. Subscribe to Patreon and scootily and have a happy, jolly holiday season.
And you guys, join us on Patreon. Extra fucking hour of content a week. We love to see it. You can reach us directly with your stories, prank phone call, ask us for advice. We love when you ask us for advice.
My phone just started vibrating on my... Okay, wait.
Oh, yeah. Please subscribe.
Kaiser's calling me. Hello?
Please subscribe where you listen. Follow us on Instagram and tell your friends we love you. See you next week.
Oh, hi.